Now, thank you, Susan Clamp. And Susan Notch said no sound. Susan Nelson, that's three Susans said no sound. Sorry, I'll start again. That's entirely my fault because I'd got the wrong button pressed. So good evening and welcome to Saturday Craft Live. If you're joining us here on Facebook or you're joining us on YouTube, so sorry if you've missed everything. So the sound should be coming through now. Yep, just checking that Facebook, that we're actually sounds going through to YouTube. So welcome to Saturday Craft Live here at The Art of Craft. We do this every Saturday here live on Facebook and also on YouTube. If you want to join in the fun, if you've got any questions, put the word question or the letter Q in your comments and we will click on to, we'll try and answer your comments. Either me or Sammy will try and text you and answer the comments. But if you can't, if you're on YouTube, then you can't actually comment on YouTube. We can't actually read your comments. So we ask you to pop over to Facebook and say hello and give us your comments over on Facebook so that we can talk to you. Because unfortunately, I have to keep flicking screens and Sammy can't see them on his. So I'll say hello to Brenda and Erica and Joan. But please remember, anything you say on YouTube, we can't see. We can only see you live. Comments here live on Facebook. So welcome to Saturday Night Craft. If you're new to us, what is it? Basically, this is the Art of Craft, which is your direct access to John Next Door, Crafts 2 products, press cut, craft artist, all of those things. But it also stocks lots of major brands from the UK, USA, you know, basically everywhere. It's a one-stop craft shop, and it's one I've personally used for probably over 12 years now. It's been my main source for everything for over 12 years. But what we do on Saturdays, we offer some exclusive deals or some exclusive bargains, and that's what we're trying to do. So if I can show you above my head now, you will have popping up, there's the web address if anyone wants that one. In the comments, our Sammy will put the link to where you can get everything I'm going through tonight. We've got 2 bundles for you tonight, which are absolutely amazing. So I'm going to start with the first bundle we've got tonight, and I'm going to hold this literally. It's more than an A4 sheet. I mean, we've got so much. This is for those people who keep asking all the time about doing men's cards. So how do we do men's cards? What can we actually do? And you don't want to spend an absolute fortune. So as you can see, it says saving £15. I think you're saving well over £20 on this one, at least, because these were a lot more originally. But you're going to get 5 dies from this. One of them is a massive, bigger than 5x5. So you're going to get this amazing. I'm going to show you some samples in a minute. I love this background, and you can chop it off to get yourself a 6x4 background if you want to, with that brilliant sort of, makes me think of the Ford Capri. It probably isn't, I know nothing about cars, but it makes me think of Ford Capri. So you've got that brilliant big background. You've then got the motorbike. How cute is the motorbike? That is so cute. Cuts out really well, all of these do. Then you've got this fabulous corner here. I'm going to show you samples, so don't worry. But this is a really nice corner that you can use just in the background. But this has actually got on it, it's got like spanners on there and hammers and things. Wait until you see the samples and I'll show you more. Then you've got 2 sort of like, they're called borders, but to me they're like flourishes. This one is gorgeous. You've got that flourish, you've got the 2 hammers, but you could cut those out. You know what I mean? I didn't actually even realise those 2 spanners were in there at first. Then, this is my favourite. I've used this quite a few times. I'm going to demo this one tonight. But this has got you this classic car. It's that beautiful sort of 1920s up to 1950s classic car in there. So basically, you're going to get all 5 of those die sets for the £19.99. And remember, it's free P&P on the Art of Craft over £20. Below that, it's £3.49. And for the rest of the world that will post anywhere in the world, it's basically done. Go onto the website, it'll give you a price, then it'll tell you if it's more or less. They will change it or alter it, because costs for out of the UK are at cost, not adding anything extra on or things like that. So let's move over to the overhead, because I can show you some amazing samples with these, and I think that sometimes really helps. This was the first one I made, and I loved this. I struggle a little bit when I need to do something for younger men. Older, I make the same card, but for younger, I thought I need something fun. So this was really easy. I cut it in gold, and this is just gold satin card. And then I cut it in black and put it on the orange behind it. On acetate, made it into a shaker card with sort of like rubble, like you get in a road. So I don't know if you can hopefully see that. Look, it's like little stones and little road and things like that. And just framed it, so made a brilliant shaker card with that one. Then I said you could use the background on its own. So you can use the background on its own, just like this. And you can see I've cut it down and it's given me nearly a 4x6 panel. Now, I wouldn't say that that was massively anything. That's not massively masculine or feminine. You can really play with that one, I thought. But you've got a lot of options on that one. So let's just, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. So you've got a lot of different options you can do with that one. And that's got that fabulous motorbike on there. And it's just cut in a brilliant, just in black. But look how fine it is. And then it's floating. You can't even see it. It's floating on a little bit of the 3D glue gel. So I think that really works to give us, you know, something different on there. Then I'm going to save that one till last because that's my favourite. Oh, I've got another one in that colour. Where's that one gone? Don't know. Put it somewhere silly. Then you've got this one. Now, this I thought was really good with that border. And all I've done with this border is, I don't know if you can see, I've dropped some of my alcohol inks onto mirror card just to make it look a little bit tarnished. And you can do that using your alcohol pens or your pigment inks even. And then I've put the motorbike and I've just done him in black and then I've done him in gold and put him over the top. But that is the classic blokes card. That's your classic men's card. Really easily done. And these are just papers that were in my stash, and I think they're Stamperia papers, but you could use pages of maps, dictionaries, all sorts of things. You don't have to be inky to do these at all. Then we've got this one. And I think this is really clever. I don't know if you can see in the background, I embossed the die. There we go. So I embossed the die. This is all card from our browns coordination, sort of autumn browns, winter browns shades. So I embossed it to give me, why buy a special embossing folder just to do blokes? It's crazy. So what I've done is use that die. And then this is so, to me, Art Deco, Art Nouveau, sort of revival. And all I've done is cut the border twice in satin card and put it top and bottom to a piece of card. And the interesting thing is, these are really good sizes because this is 4.5 inches. So it makes this sort of perfect 6-inch card. Perfectly, really dominates it. And then my favourite, because it's as if I'd done them and I haven't. It's as if this has been sized. So this is actually done and it fits exactly on the circle's notched frame. So all I've done is cut it in gold and cut it in black and backed it and then added it to the edge. Look how strong it is. It's floating. There's nothing there supporting it. Adding it onto the back of that frame. So I just thought, you know, love that card. And it's a simple 6x8. I've got one more to show you because this is what I'm going to demo, but I'm going to show you the second bundle before I do. But I did this and it just sang to me. Look how beautiful that vintage car is. You could drop different colours and all sorts of things in there. But you don't have to because you've got such amazing detail just from the die. So that's just cut twice. Marina, sorry, how do you use a die to emboss? I'll try and go through that with you. So I'll try and go through that with you. It's actually quite easy, Marina, but if we don't go through it tonight, watch on Wednesday's Craft Cave, ask your question again, and I'll try and do it on there as well for you. It is really, really simple. So those are the 5 cards that I've made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, actually 6, because they're all of a sort of colour range, but they're all made using these beautiful dies from Amy Design. So these are Amy Design, designed by actually a lady who is called Amy, and she actually designs for Find It Media in the Netherlands. These are all Find It Media dies, but you're getting such beautiful really high precision dies with this. That one's so clever. And the little motorbike. And then that massive, massive background die as well. So remember, you're going to get all 5 of those dies, which is all I've used, apart from adding on here with the notch circles frame. Yeah, every single thing on these pages, everything is made just with the dies in this set. So I've not had to add lots of different ones and anything else, because I think if you have something, you don't want to spend a fortune on something for men's cards, I don't think. And Nicola Leishman says she's putting me on the naughty chair tonight. Sorry, Nicola, I don't mean to do this to you. So that's your first bundle. Then we've got a second bundle, and I'm going to pass this over now onto the front so I can tell you about this one. So this bundle is a Nellie Snellen and Joycraft bundle, and this is clever because when I first looked at these, I thought these were nesting dies. So here you've got the squares and the rectangles, but look, they're beautifully rounded. But can you see the white lines in it where I've been using them? I'm going to show you in a minute what these do, because these are so clever. So there's a full set of the rectangles and a full set of the squares in there. You also get a set of the ovals. So you've got the ovals, but in there you can see I've cut every single one so you can see the white. But you also get this die here, which is the Joycraft, this one here, get my camera angles right, which is the Joycraft flip card. Now, what do these make and what are they for? Well, I'm going to show you something. I know, now I should run through the price on this one and actually get the details up properly, shouldn't I, for you? So this is the same, £19.99, but you are saving £40 on this one. Looking at the list in front of me, that Joycraft die there, so that Joycraft die there was originally, well, it's down on Jane's list at £20.83, which means it was probably £22.99. But all of these were all sort of like £12.99 dies to start with. But I've bought dies that do this. So this looks so complicated. So it is a flip card. It's going to be easier for me to show you these probably on the overhead, but look how that folds flat, completely flat, but the actual panel flips round totally. I'm going to show you how to do this, don't worry. But this entire card, which would normally be a card blank die that you would need that would be at least 25 or up to £40, this is all made with just one of these dies. And it's literally made with that one die from these sets. That's it. That entire card, and they're just 6x4 panels. Everything, apart from the stamping, obviously, and the bit of colouring I've done. But when we look on that sort of final panel there, can you see? Everything, apart from that, is made with that one die. So what's so different about these? I mean, this is why it's a ridiculous, crazy price. And I was like, oh, I want these. I want these. I didn't know these were here. I want these. I want these before. Basically, every single die cuts you these two channels. But they've been really cleverly worked, because look, they all, this is one layer of card, by the way. So this is one layer of coconut white card. Look, they all flip with one cut. That's what happens. So you take one of these dies, let's just take this big square. You take that big square, you cut that out, and you get that floating panel straight away. That's how easy this is. So you've got it in the squares, you've got it in the rectangles, you've also got it in the oval. So this one I cut every other one, but look, again, one layer of card, because they've really done it cleverly, and not one of these has torn. So if you want to make something that's really 3D but totally flat, or you want to put secret messages on, how clever is this? And of course, you can just clip it out if you want the oval or the square. That's what I'm doing. So if those flips get twisted often, won't they break? So far, was that our Carol? Who asked that one? I've missed it. It was Jackie, sorry. Jackie, I made this card 4 days ago. So this is using the rectangles, okay? But look, I have flipped and flipped and flipped and flipped. And so far, it hasn't. So it was designed specifically to be the best. If you use good card, it won't, or it shouldn't. Yeah? I mean, people are not going to sit there and flip and flip and flip it. But I thought, when we looked at these, Sam went, oh, that's going to tear. And I cut the first one in trepidation, thinking, oh no, that's going to tear. Not one of them in any of these samples I've made has torn. So here's another piece of the elves. I've got more samples to show you, but look, as I'm twisting them, I'm going to twist each one the opposite direction. So you can see, look. They're so clever. I mean, if you're worried, you could put some thread in. I see absolutely no reason to do that. I haven't had to. I've even made a background here, look. I thought, how cute is that? Of the ovals hanging. Really is. So, I made an oval one. So I've made an oval one here, but look. It flips. And this has been flipped and flipped and flipped so many times. And it literally hangs. It seems to just, it's got a special design that kind of makes it thing. Hi everyone, I'm pleased to be here with my lovely friends. Oh, that's really lovely, Carol. So what I'm recommending is I've used 250 GSM Coconut White Essential Card, but I've also used our 220 GSM Canvas card. But what I've done with the Canvas card, I'm going to show you on this square one I've made. This was the first one I made. I used 2 pieces. So I glued them together, which has made it even stronger. So that I get a flipping colour. Love that one. Absolutely my favourite. I'm going to go to the overhead just so that I can show you a little bit better. But so clever. And I think this is one you'll use time and time again. But look, I've actually set it like that and put it a press because that's how I would send it. But of course, I can change it. I can move it. I can twist it. And it is so clever. And that's the card I've used. But I think this is just such a clever idea. The flipping, you're going to use this. You're going to use this time and time and time. I know I don't normally say that. I've got another one here. Let me show you this one front on because I love this one. Look. So there's my little card. Yeah. But look. I've made it into a flipping easel card. So one side says happy birthday. The other side says sent with love. Let's put it down on the flat and you can see that a little bit better. You can see there. So I've got a perfect easel card. And that is how I set it. Yeah. But it says sent with love. And I turn it and it says happy birthday. And I can turn that white one. So I can turn, you know, keep the white in and turn the pink and have the white, have the pink and white together. How clever is that? And again, apart from the flowers, the only other thing I have done, I have added on as the flower, there's nothing else. Everything else is just these. Even the card blank space in the back has been made using those. So these are, to me, the cleverest. And then we have one more, which is that Joycraft die, because you like looking going, what does that one do? What does that one do? This, look. Again, completely flat. It's flipping again. And this has a stronger design flip. So get it in the right place. So they hang in that space. Those hearts hang in the space just like that. How clever is that? And again, each one in each panel flips. It even has the seam really tiny for you to glue them to panels together. Just works so good. Oh, I love that. Michael's just said, what great idea these for a baby reveal. You could do it in pink on one side and blue on the other and then flip it round. I think that's a really classy classic idea. So there's your card model, as it's called, from Joy Crafts. Then you're going to get the ovals, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 7 dies in that. In fact, to do it, that is all 7 dies cut, both of those pieces. So I need to use 2 pieces of card to get all of them cut on, because obviously it's too fine. So you get those brilliant frames. So you're going to get that one. You're also going to get the square. And in the square, and all I did with the square is I've cut 1, 2, I've only cut 3 of the dies to make this panel. Oh, I love that. Lynn Stibbington, you could put letters in each heart. What a wonderful idea, Lynn. I think that's really, really, really clever. Just remember, if you're watching on YouTube, we can't see your comments, so you need to pop over to Facebook to pop your comments on. So if you're watching on your big telly, and I'm sorry if you are, then have your Facebook on your phone as well. But that's just using, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dies in the flipping squares, or rounded. Love this rounded square. I think I might need to do some dies out of this rounded square. I think it's lovely. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dies in the flipping rectangles. So that entire bundle, which is saving over, because you're talking 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 53, 60. You're talking £60 for these. Yeah. So I'll put the link on for the page for anybody who's wanting it, or I'll get our Sammy to pop the link on. Cheers. For anybody who wants to see the page, if you click on that, it will take you to the 2 bundles. All we've done is put the 2 bundles on tonight, but this is, as you can see there opposite, $19.99 for all 4 die sets. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Oh, Karen's saying she's got us on both. Oh, bless. Yeah, Karen's watching us on both of them. I can't tell, so it's not like I can. So I'm going to show you how they work in a minute. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to flip over and I'm going to show you the how we do the card I wanted to show you from that brilliant men's set, because I know loads and loads of you have gone for that one. So let's have a look. Right now, so this is the easiest thing ever to do. This really is the easiest thing ever to do. And all I've done, I've started it already. I've got all my bits cut because I wanted to be quick and I wanted to show you lots and lots of demos and tips and things tonight as well. And remember, as who's just said that? Nicola's just said, is one of our angels. She actually watches it back on YouTube. Remember, you can watch back on YouTube at any time, and there are 5 brand new videos on YouTube that you can watch for tomorrow night's brand new launch. There's only 3 dies launching, so don't worry. There's not like hundreds launching, but there are only 3 launching video, but you can watch from any one of 5 videos tomorrow, today straight away. So really simple. Let's get some demoing done before I get shouted at anymore. I'm getting the look. So I've got a piece of card here cut to 5.5 by 5.5. You know, really simple done. And all I need to use is this entire card just uses that brilliant antique card border. Remember, this is part of that bundle at $19.99 of 5 dies. So what I've done is cut it to 5.5 by 5.5, and I've already cut one out at the top, but I'm going to cut one out here at the bottom. And all I do is, can you see here, I've gone in 2 inches. I've used that 2-inch line on my magic mat. So if I do it again, it's 1, 2. So if I put my die against that list there, then it will show me exactly where it goes. Yeah. So let's just tape that down, nice and simple. There we go. So just tape that down, nice and simple on that line. So I've got 2, really simple and easy. And remember, guys, Any questions, just send them in and I will try my hardest to answer them. I know, Marina, you've asked about embossing a die, so I'll try and show you that again in... Actually, while that's running through, I'm going to grab a piece. I'm going completely off kilter now, which is usual. So let's just grab a piece of our brown card. So all you do, if you want to emboss a die, so let's say we're making a background for this, yeah, take your die, tape it to your card like you would do normally. I've cut this to 5.5, 5.5 simple, yeah, okay. Then you're changing your plate combination, so you need to find out what works in yours, but this is in the Kaleido. I take 3mm base plate, metal plate, then my crafty glue mat or the embossing mat of your machine, place it down into that because it can't cut. I then take a piece of like 250 GSM card, fold it in half, pop it on top, and then 3mm plate on top. So I'm making my sandwich nice and thick, but it's too thick with the 5mm plate. And then I just run it through and you'll hear it like cracking sugar. It's what I do for my quilting technique. But you see there, look, it's not cut, but that die is now just embossed. So that's how we would use that beautiful die. Yeah, so we can actually really beautifully cut it, beautifully use it as a background. And that's what I did on this card here. And of course that die is included in the bundle we're looking at the side of the screen. So there you can see, I probably didn't emboss it as deep, but it just adds some beautiful texture. And you can go over with some Mica Magic to really bring it out. But I didn't want it to be too plain and I didn't want it to be too bright on that one. So that's how we do that. So here we go. Carrying on with this demo. So remember guys, 2 bundles tonight. It's just 2 bundles. We've not put like extra bits on, and it's free P&P over £20. If you want to make it over the £20, have a look in the clearance section or add yourself a glue glaze in, because the glue glaze sits really nicely in the package. So glue glaze means it goes through your letterbox. You don't have to wait for the postman to do it. So add one of those to take it over the 20, or have a look in the clearance section. But you've got that beautiful border, which I absolutely love. I think it looks really clever. But all I'm using is the waist. So I'm using my waist piece, and it just looks amazing when you drop it in. So you can use your glue glaze for this bit. I'm going to use some spray glue because it's quicker. So I'm going to take my glue glaze, I've spray glued the back, and then I've got a piece of our Craft Artist satin card in gold, in vintage gold, because I thought it really works. But we've all got loads of mirror card or glitter card or things we want to use, things like that. And then I've just cut the border twice more in black. Yeah, so I've just cut it in black, but look what happens when I drop it back into that space. Doesn't that look 3D? Doesn't that really pop compared to that? Or even, I mean, if you want to make it more subtle, go white on white. Bring that one up so you can see a little bit better. But it's not as strong as the black. The black's really strong on this. And it really has that sort of like 20s forward look to it. So I'm just going to take a little bit of spray glue and spray glue both of these pieces and drop them in. And all I'm doing, because it's a die, this is what's so clever about dies. This is why they'll always be my first love, because it's so easy to do. Because every piece, the first cut is exactly the same as the third, as the 50th, as the 200th cut. So I'm going to turn that over and just drop the other one in. Now, of course, don't forget, I could do this in reverse now. So I could do this on black card and use the white pieces dropped in. Or what I can do is this and shadow it. So if I want something a little bit more subtle, I can just move it to one side and suddenly I've got that shading and it's a lot more subtle. Yeah, really simple and easy to do and really quite, you know, not too complicated. Then I've got a little card blank here. I've made it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 6, added some white and some black on it. Yeah. Nicola was looking at the samples tonight thinking that the die at the top and the spanner one upside down at the bottom. No, they're both the same die. Now, remember, tonight I don't think the individual dies aren't available. We've only got them as the bundle. And the bundles are just $19.99 for both of them. So, all I'm doing, a little bit of foam tape. You know me and my foam tape. But this would still be a normal letter because it's only 2mm. But how strong does that look? And there's the space for your message. So there's the space for you to put. You could have a poem. You could put... This always makes me think of, you know, we have to do them like 90th birthday or, you know, this would make a really good wedding anniversary, like 100th wedding anniversary. Put your numbers in there. Put your sentiment in there. All I've done is I've just stamped from the Handy Sentiments happy birthday in black on a 1-inch strip. Then I've added a strip of 1 1/8 inch of gold. And then I've added a 1.5 inch strip of black to keep that black quite strong. And that will just fit on here absolutely perfectly. Oh, Jean's saying we've got a nasty storm up here up north. We'll have to catch up later, bless. We've got a really bad rain here. It sounded really bad earlier. But just stick that in the middle and that's it. We're done. So I'll just show you, look, how beautiful is that? And how 3D does that look? But it isn't. It's completely flat. Yes, Michael, I'm using the Magic Mat. Michael loves our Magic Mat because it's Magic Michael. But a really nice, really simple, easy card. So remember that this is just one of the dies that are available in this set. So you're going to be able to get all, and this is me grabbing, I forget sometimes which camera I'm on. This is why I need our Sammy telling me, oh, you're on this one, you're on that one. So this is why you're going to go, I'll move it overhead so you can see better. So this bundle is $19.99. So you're saving a minimum of £15, but I think you're saving more, to be honest. Oh, thank you. Susan's just said, very elegant, Marina Brown, 100th wedding anniversary. It is probably possible these days, Marina, but I didn't mean it. I meant 100th birthday and a sort of like, you know, 60th and 70th wedding. So you're going to get that one. You're going to get the border with the spanners. You're going to get the little mini motorbike. Although it's not that mini. I mean, he's still a good 2 inches. The border we've just used for that card and the tool corner. So all of those are $19.99. And I will make sure that all the photos go out of the ones that I've done of the flip that you haven't seen today. So that is your first bundle and that's our first demo. So I'm going to move it over because I know a lot of people have been asking about how these flips work. So how do we work the flip bundles, or how do the flip dies work? So I'm going to move to that. And again, remember, this is $19.99. You're going to get 4 die sets in here. So you're going to get the card that makes this beautiful heart flip, which is just so clever. And this is a really strong one. These are, I find these just strong. Then you're going to get the ovals, the rectangles, and the squares of the flip dies. So if you think about it, as I said, where have I put? Oh, honestly, I put things all over the place, me. But this is 1, 2. This is made with 3 dies. And there we've got our beautiful flower. But this is only made with 3 of the rectangles, and it hangs so beautifully. And again, so that it's nice and strong, I've added a bit of paper on there, but you don't have to. So this bundle is, it's the squares. It is literally the squares that I love. You know I've got a thing for squares. But those hanging, think about Christmas. They'd look so amazing for Christmas. And then, of course, we've got our easel card. Look, you can actually read it up right, but it flips around. So how do we do these and how do we use them? And it genuinely couldn't be any easier at all. So I'm just going to take you through what I've done. And of course, this being me, I'm going to use the squares because I've got a thing about the squares. You know what I mean? I absolutely, you know, love using the, you know, squares seem to be my latest thing at the moment. So what I've done here is I've got a piece of card and I've used 2 pieces of our essential, not the essential card, sorry, the canvas card in red and blue. So one is from the deep reds and one is from the deep blues pack. And all I've done is I've used spray glue. You can use normal glue. You can really use normal glue. It is not a problem. And you just glue them together so that you've got a double layer. You don't have to do this, but I thought, really, how wonderful does it work, the flip, if you've got 2 colours? So, doesn't matter which side I use. Let's go for this blue side. And then quite simply, I'm going to take the second to largest of these. There's a reason for that, and I'll explain it in a minute. The second to largest, then I'm going to skip one and take the next one. Then I'm going to skip one and take the next one. Oh, I think that might be a bit... No, I'm going to go one down again. A little bit smaller. You've got all of the options in this. And then if you look on the back, so I'm going to move this down so you can see. So can you see here? There's 2 holes there. That is where the flip is. So they've even marked it on the back so you can see where the flip is. So if you want it in a certain orientation, you can do it. Yeah? I mean, the thing is, bless her, Emma Woods said she's just ordered this set. This set, Emma, I like basics. What you can do with this, but also something our Emma does craft fairs. These would be so good on craft fairs because no one else does anything like this. And if they do, it takes an awful lot of paper engineering. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn them that way. So I've got my 2 dots. And I'm going to use a long piece of tape and pick them up. Take the next one. Look for those 2 dots. Yeah? And then place it evenly in the middle. Don't forget, you can use your magic mat to get it right. So let's place that in the middle of a square there. That's in the middle of a square. So if I go for the middle of that square, that's actually, I never thought this, that's actually right. I never thought of using that. And then again, look for the 2 dots. Let's put him on a square on our, within a square on our magic mat, and line up the 2 dots. There we go. Perfect. That's it. Yeah? You can use them all the time. And as Jackie Jones has just said, you're right, Jackie, if you snip off the pips, you can use them as frames. And they'll work perfectly as frames. So I'm just going to put that down and cut it. That's it. Nothing else spectacular. Nothing amazing. Nothing different. So these are going on to... Oh, I'll put it forward so you can see what a mess I get into when I'm doing this. Putting it on, and I'm just going to run it through my die cutting machine. Nice and simple. So I'm not having to over shim this or do anything like that. What I'm basically doing is I'm just cutting it. It's as simple as that. So let's pull this one out. Remember, this bundle is the bigger saving bundle. So choose which one you want. Jan Fly just ordered transport bundle. Solves a lot of mail card problems. I think it does without having to spend a ridiculous sum of money on them. Because let's face it, we don't do them. Planning to keep them in my basket until tomorrow morning and can add tomorrow's bundle to them. Feeling very naughty. I hope that works for you, Jan. I don't know how the system What about if you did the flip horizontal? Wonder if that would work. It works either way, Sarah Jane. So it works either way. Now, something I've noticed is on my blue, is because I think I've got samples. Let me move it onto the overhead. My tape has torn my card. This is one of the first times ever it's done that. So just be a little bit more careful. For some reason on this blue, it's done it a couple of times. So we say it does it sometimes, but not all the time. You know, it doesn't. It's very rare it does that. But I'd rather tell you. But yeah, you could do the flip horizontal or vertical, whichever you prefer. So you see there, I've got it cut. But you think, oh no. But look, watch. Every single one cuts out that gully. That's it. And it's cut it from double layer of card. So I've got then a double layer of card. Yep. And I get these pieces, which I'm sure I can find something for. I'm certain I can find something for those. But that's it. That's how you cut the mechanism. So look. Watch. There you go. Let's flip that round. Let's flip that round. That's it. That's as simple, that's as complicated as it is. But of course, you know, me being me, I'm going to use the red side because it hasn't got the tear on it. Move those out of the way and find the other bits. So I've made a frame using, I want it on the blue because that's what I've planned it to do. So I've made a frame using the 6-inch frame maker dies in white and red, just to add a little bit more detail onto here. And all I do is frame it. You don't have to frame it. I've not framed a lot of them. I'm going to show you another way of doing it. But there, it makes me think of Lambretta, is it? Something really different. But is it Lambretta, or it's one of those clothing brands that was probably once upon a time a motorcycle brand or something. So let's just take a little sentiment. I'm going to go with thank you for being you. And I know normally I always say if there's no black on the card, don't use black. But this is very dark. What would you do as the tape? What I would do is if I find there's a particular colour, Emma's just asked what to do if you find the tape damages the card. Sometimes on certain fibrous cards or certain colours it can happen. I'm just ignoring it because I don't mind and I can put a flower over it. But what you do is, what I should have done was think, right, that might happen because it's happened a couple of times. But remember, on this blue, I'm using samples card that came through, not the packs you're getting. But all you do is take a bit of tape and take some tack off. But you should have to do that really, really little. This is only the second time it's ever done it, and I know it's this blue card. So that's great. Look, there's my flip. You know, I could sit and decorate the frame and add flowers and things like that. But I don't, you know, but how do I put that on a card? Because obviously, if I stick that onto a card blank, that isn't going to flip. And this is what I think is so clever about these dies, because you would look at them and go, right, okay then. So what I need is a set of squares or a set of thingies. Michael Cooley, naughty tape on that naughty step. It is. No, it's the card, Michael. I know what it is. I've got a sample pack of the blue. We get through sometimes to check colours, not what you actually get in the end. I don't want to have to buy more dies. Jamfly Lambretta was a scooter, John, the mods rode in the 60s. Jamfly was a rocker. I thought, yeah, I can see you being a rocker, Jan, not a mod. So what we can do is use the same die. This is what's so clever. So all I'm going to do is open my card blank. I'm going to take the bits of card that are out, because don't forget, it's never going to cut well if you've got bits of card in your die. Doesn't matter where the flip is in this, but remember you were saying horizontal or vertical. I'm just putting it in the middle. And this is the die that's a little bit bigger. And then all I'm going to do is tape it down. I'm not worried about this card. It's just that blue one. and then run it through and cut it. And this will give me, well, it won't give me an aperture, will it? But it's exactly what somebody said earlier, is that you can, it is Lambretta clothing colours. That's what it is, Michelle. There were a load of T-shirts, weren't there, in the 90s that were in sort of red, white and blue, and I'm sure they had Lambretta written across them. So, okay, cut this. But it's just given me now a horizontal flip. So I can do this in a card front. So if I'd got a, you know, if I'd got, say, a beautiful, which we've got coming actually, I might have to do this. Did you have the leather clothes too, Jan? Now, why am I not surprised that you dressed in leather, Craftaholic? Shouldn't say that, but what? I'm not at all. So you can do this in a card blank. And if you've got a really beautiful stamp, you could stamp that and colour it on one side and then put your sentiment on the other. But, as I said, we want to put this onto it. And oh no. It's really easy. I take my scissors and come up from underneath and just cut the pips. That's it. And if I want this to be a smooth, beautiful nesting die, I cut those pips off. So there, I've got a perfect rounded square, and you don't feel it, honestly, you don't. I could see you on a motorbike with your blonde hair flying on the back, Craftaholic, really did. Jan didn't go that far, but all the mascara used as eyeliner and pancake on face. I think we're going a little bit before mine at time, but there we go. But what we've got then, of course, is the perfect aperture cut in that card. So all I have to do, I don't even have to foam mount this. I'm just going to flat glue this on in position. And because I used the bigger die than the one I used for the flip, then it works. Of course, you could use any die you want. You know, you don't have to use the same die. You could use, you could take a knife and cut something out. But, there we go. I better hold this one forward so you can see. But look. Now look on the back. Look, it's still neat on the back. That's why I thought these were so clever. Because it's still neat on the back and on the front. And of course, that will flip. So when I move it forward, once I've decorated it, that's what I made. Exactly the same. Really, really simple and easy to do. So that's how we do it that way. And of course I framed it, didn't I? But I'm going to show you as well how I do it the other way if I want to. So here I've got a piece cut. I've just glued together a piece of our soft pink and a piece of a white. I rode a motorbike in my 30s and 40s with my husband. Yay! That's why you need the motorbike die then, Jan. That's why you've probably gone for the transport. You need that motorbike die because it really has that look of the low... Is it a low rider? I don't know, honestly. Sometimes I do talk some nonsense. I know that. I really, really do. So this time I'm going to do the flip really simply. And I'm going to use the ovals. So when I find them... There we go. And I'm going to go down to the second one. And I'm just going to make a panel this time. Yeah, so remember, you decide whether you want it vertical or horizontal on the two dots. So I'll bring this up. Wherever you get the two dots together, that's where your flip's going to be. So that's your easiest thing. And remember, there is a video actually on Nellie Snellen's website showing you how to do this. So I'm not sure about this pink. So I'll take a bit. I know I don't need to. There we go. And then I'm just going to run that through. Remember, every die tonight that we've got fits through your A5 machines. Yeah? Every die fits through the A5 machine. So you don't need to have an A4 machine for any of the dies in the 2 offer bundles that we've got tonight. So I'll run this through my Kaleido. Never been on one and never will. I'm a wuss. I actually did my motorbike license when I was at school. They called it step class, and did 6 weeks at school where I learnt how to ride a motorbike. I know they used to do one. I know it used to be, you know, at primary school we used to do how to ride a push bike, but my school actually did motorbike classes as well when I was a little bit older. So just gonna take that out and take that out, and there is our flip. Yeah, nice and simple, nice and easy. And if I want a mat for it, I can take the next one down, cut it and trim it out. So really simple. But what I said was, what if you haven't got, because I've got here, what I've done is I got 3 layers of cards, so I've got a layer for that to go on, look. So I've matted and layered it perfectly. But I didn't want to waste, and instead of taking out a massive thing, I took out one of the notched frames from it. So I've got a notched frame out of the middle of this, so I'm not wasting card. So all I do, again, you can use flat glue or you can use foam tape, whichever you prefer. Rode pillion on hubby's Harley until we were sideswiped by a car and then lost confidence. I'd lose my confidence on that one. I've never been on a motorbike since I got my motorbike license at school, to be honest. So I had a moped for work and loved it. Oh, I can see you on a moped, Erica. Erica from Giggleswick, sorry. This is turning into Craft Cave, isn't it, with me gossiping? I should stop. So, and do what I'm supposed to be doing. So remember, I'm using at the moment the bundle that is the Nelly sort of Nelly Sell and Joycraft, the flip bundle. But we have also got the transport bundle on offer tonight. Both bundles are $19.99. So remember, so if you get both, which I'm not pushing anyone to do, then you will get free P&P because it's free P&P over £20. So all I'm going to do is mount that on like that, flip that, there we go, and that's where I could stamp my beautiful image, and then on that side I can put my sentiment. And then what I did was I used the same nesting die because I'm not wasting anything. So I used the same squares nesting die to cut out of my card blank. So again, all I have to do is apply a little bit of glue around the outside of my frame, like that, because you need to leave that aperture. And then I just simply glue that on. So there, I haven't had to use a frame, I haven't had to use a frame maker die or anything. Just by sort of careful cutting, obviously I need to give that a couple of minutes to glue down. There's my flip, and again, it's neat inside because I used the nesting dies to work for it. So I've used that to work and work really well. So what I will do is, I know exactly what's going on here because I'm going to run out of time, but you could have beautiful array of flowers on there and a little sentiment that's hidden. And yes, you could. Oh, what a clever idea. Someone said, could you alternate horizontal and vertical? Do you know, I bet you could. I never really thought of that. I really bet you could. I didn't realise we were running out of time. I know. We're running out of time tonight. So, thank you for joining us tonight on The Art of Craft. I hope you've gone for one of the bundles that you like. And if you haven't, I hope you've enjoyed the demos and the techniques I've been doing. So, of course, as you're looking at now on the left of your screen, you've got the transport bundle. So in that, you're going to get all 5 of those dies, that beautiful big sort of over 5x5 background die. You're going to get the corners, you're going to get the motorcycle, and you're going to get that sort of those borders, which I did to make the card that we demoed earlier. And remember, if you missed the demos, you can catch up with them. I've got to pull that one because I love that one, because that was the other demo I was going to do, but I'm running so much out of time. So if you love any of those, it's $19.99 for all 5 dies in that bundle, and they're all available on the Art of Craft on the link that Sammy's been putting on, bless him. And so, oh, there it is again. So you're going to get those. The other option that we've got tonight is the Nellie Snellen flipping bundle, which is what I've used to make that. And someone said you could alternate with the squares, certainly horizontal and rectangular. You could have them spinning in different directions. Have a really good play with that. You could do some really clever things with that. That does make me think Lambretta. In fact, I know exactly whose birthday. That's going to Ben. That's going to be Ben's birthday card, because he used to work for Formula One. He's the brother-in-law, so we'll get that too. I'm going to save that for him because he'd love that one, because he loves things that move and that are kinetic. So thank you for joining me tonight. Don't forget, you can join me on Wednesday night on the John Next Door official page. Please pop over there if you haven't already. Give it a like and a follow, because we're live on there at 7 o'clock with just demonstrations every Wednesday night, and I'll be back on Wednesday. But tomorrow night, so it is via the Art of Craft, but it's on the Craft Store, YouTube and Facebook. We will be launching the 3 new dies that kind of match with the grand notched frames. I'm going to show you one sample that I've got here from it. So this is launching tomorrow night at 6 o'clock exclusively on the Craft Store and through the Art of Craft. They're not live now, so you can't add any of them to bundle. There's this beautiful new background which is called Infinity, which is designed to work with all of your frame makers, absolutely everyone. And the stunning new flowers and leaves, get them in the right place. So you've got the stitched leaves and the stitched dogwood flower. I love this card. This is one of our, oh, it's Leslie's. I thought this was one of our carols. Absolutely beautiful. So those 3 dies will launch in a bundle exclusively tomorrow night, available through the Art of Craft. But to watch the demonstrations, then you need to click over to the Craft Store Facebook or YouTube to watch that, because that it's sort of broadcast through on there. And I will be doing these, so if you want to sort of wait, or you want to see some other different bundles with these will also be launching at 9 AM on live shopping on Monday as well. So you have a choice of those 2 places to get them from exclusively. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm really sorry if you joined us on YouTube. We can't see the comments on YouTube or respond to them. So if you do watching YouTube on the future, please pop over to Facebook as well, so that we can actually see your comments and read those. And again, I'll can we put, yeah, he's going to put it on for us. So he's going to put on, this is the link for where you can get everything tonight that you want to, the bundles that are available. So we've got 2 bundles available. Again, one is saving £40, which is this one we're looking at now on the left, which is the flip card bundle, and that's just $19.99. Or you can get hold of the transport bundle, which has got those beautiful dies, really great for making your men's cards and things. And that's just $19.99 again. It says save £15, but I genuinely believe it's a lot more saving than that. But either of those or none of those, go over to the Art of Craft. Why not have a browse? Remember, it's free P&P over £20. Below that, it's £3.49 for postage and packaging. And they will supply to anywhere in the world. I think it's like price on quotation or something. But if they will sort it out for you. Any problems, you can email or message them. But thank you for joining me tonight. And hopefully you can join me tomorrow night on the Craft Store. Take care, guys. Bye.